The Baltimore Ravens, a franchise born out of controversy, yet transformed into one of the NFL's most respected organizations in less than 3 decades. They came into existence in 1996 under a cloud of anger and heartbreak as the city of Cleveland lost its beloved Browns. When Art Modell moved the team, Baltimore gained a second chance at professional football after the Colts' bitter departure in 1984, while Cleveland was promised a rebirth. From those turbulent beginnings, a new identity was forged, one built on toughness, grit, and an uncompromising standard of defense. Since then, the Ravens have carved out a reputation as one of the most feared teams in the league. Their defenses have become legendary. Their draft history, the envy of other franchises, and their fan base as passionate as any in the NFL. From Ray Lewis leading one of the greatest defenses of all time, to Ed Reed rewriting the book on the safety position, to Lamar Jackson electrifying the league as an MVP, Baltimore has never been short on stars or storylines. The Ravens' legacy may be younger than most, but their impact is undeniable. Two Super Bowl titles, countless Pro Bowlers, Hall of Famers, and a culture of winning that has defined their identity since day one. But here's the question. Can Baltimore finally turn its steady consistency into another championship run? Or will the shadow of the Kansas City Chiefs keep them just a step away from true dynasty status? You're watching Spotlight Stories NFL, where every team has a story and we put them under the spotlight. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. The Baltimore Ravens may be one of the youngest franchises in the NFL, but their story is steeped in controversy, resilience, and rapid success. The team was officially founded in 1996 when Cleveland Browns owner Art Modell moved his franchise to Baltimore after years of financial disputes and stadium battles. The move was bitterly opposed in Cleveland, but in an unprecedented ruling, the NFL allowed the Browns to keep their name, colors, and history, meaning Modell's relocated team would start fresh as a brand new franchise. Baltimore fans who had lost the Colts to Indianapolis in 1984 instantly embraced the Ravens as the city's redemption. The name Ravens was chosen through a fan poll conducted by the Baltimore Sun, with the winner paying tribute to Edgar Allan Poe's classic poem, The Raven. Poe spent his final years in Baltimore, and the connection gave the team an immediate sense of identity tied to the city's literary and cultural history. From the very beginning, the Ravens built their reputation through the draft. In their first ever class in 1996, they selected Jonathan Ogden, a Hall of Fame left tackle, and Ray Lewis, who would go on to become the heart and soul of the franchise for nearly 2 decades. Those two picks alone gave the team the foundation to dominate in the years to come. Known for their defense-first identity, the Ravens quickly became synonymous with physical football, punishing hits, and a take-no-prisoners mentality. Under general manager Ozzie Newsome, the first black GM in NFL history, Baltimore became one of the league's most respected front offices, consistently finding talent in later rounds and undrafted free agents. Despite being just under 30 years old as a franchise, the Ravens have already won the two Super Bowls, 2000 and 2012, appeared in 4 AFC championship games, and captured multiple division titles. They are the only team in the Super Bowl era to appear in multiple championships and never lose, holding a perfect 2-0 record on football's biggest stage. Beyond their on-field achievements, the Ravens restored Baltimore's identity as a football city. For a fan base devastated when the Colts left, the Ravens became not just a replacement, but a new symbol of pride, a team built in their own image, tough, loyal, and unrelenting. Fun fact number 1. Did you know the Baltimore Ravens team name was chosen in a fan vote inspired by Edgar Allan Poe? When the franchise was established in 1996, a Baltimore Sun telephone poll let fans pick the team name. Ravens won out over Marauders and Miners, paying tribute to Edgar Allan Poe's famous poem, The Raven. Poe lived and died in Baltimore, tying the team name directly to the city's literary heritage. The Baltimore Ravens have one of the most distinctive looks in the NFL. From the very beginning, the team embraced purple and black as its identity, bold, intimidating colors that stood apart from other franchises. The primary helmet has always been a glossy black with the winged raven head logo outlined in gold, symbolizing power and speed. The jerseys feature deep purple as the home color, white for the road, and gold and black accents throughout. The Ravens also frequently wear all-black uniforms, a look that has become a fan favorite in primetime games because of the way it amplifies the team's menacing image under the lights. Subtle details in the design connect the team to the city itself. The shield-shaped alternate logo, featuring a letter B, is inspired by Maryland's heraldry, while the mix of gold and purple ties back to Baltimore's historic ties with royalty and literature. Over the years, the Ravens have occasionally added throwback style alternates, but they've never strayed far from the visual identity that made them stand out in 1996. Unlike older teams that constantly reinvented their look, the Ravens doubled down on consistency, building a recognizable brand quickly in their young history. The team plays at M&T Bank Stadium, their home since 1998. Known simply as the Bank, it's one of the NFL's most electric environments. With a seating capacity of around 70,000, it was designed to maximize noise, and Ravens fans have made it one of the loudest stadiums in football. Game days in Baltimore feature a sea of purple, highlighted by the dramatic pregame ritual of releasing live ravens to soar across the field before kickoff, a tradition unique to the franchise. The stadium's location near Baltimore's Inner Harbor also gives it a strong connection to the city, much like Camden Yards does for the Orioles next door. Fans can walk from downtown, tailgate in sprawling lots, and gather in what has become one of the NFL's most passionate football communities. The spirit of the franchise, combined with the roar of the crowd, makes M&T Bank Stadium a place where opponents know they're in for a battle. Fun fact number 2. Did you know the Baltimore Ravens fight song is older than the franchise itself? The Ravens fight song, Raise High the Black and Purple, borrows its melody from Baltimore's old CFL team, the Baltimore Stallions, who played from 1994 to 1995. When the Stallions folded after the NFL returned, the song was adapted for the Ravens, a hidden nod to Baltimore's short but successful CFL run. The Ravens' first legendary moment came in Super Bowl 35 after the 2000 season. That year, Baltimore fielded one of the greatest defenses in NFL history, led by Ray Lewis, Rod Woodson, Tony Siragusa, and Sam Adams. The Ravens allowed just 165 points in the regular season, the fewest in a 16-game schedule, and then suffocated the New York Giants 34-7 in the Super Bowl. Lewis was named Super Bowl MVP, and the Ravens' defense cemented itself as one of the most dominant units of all time. The second golden moment came in Super Bowl 47 in 2012, dubbed the Harbaugh Bowl, as Ravens coach John Harbaugh faced his brother Jim's San Francisco 49ers. With Joe Flacco playing the best football of his career, Baltimore outlasted the 49ers in a wild 34-31 thriller. The game included a power outage at the Superdome, Jacoby Jones's famous kickoff return, and a goal line stand in the final minutes. Flacco earned Super Bowl MVP honors, and Ray Lewis retired on top, closing out a Hall of Fame career with his second ring. Fun fact number 3. Did you know the Ravens hold the NFL record for the fewest points allowed in a 16-game season? The 2000 Ravens defense gave up just 165 points total all year, an average of 10.3 points per game. No other team in the modern era has allowed fewer over a full season, and they still hold the record today. Despite their success, the Ravens have endured their share of heartbreak. In the mid-2000s, repeated offensive struggles wasted years of elite defense. After their 2012 title, the team entered a period of inconsistency, missing the playoffs in 5 of the next 7 years. Playoff heartbreak has become a theme in the Lamar Jackson era. Despite his MVP seasons, the Ravens have fallen short in January, including upset losses to the Titans in 2019 and Bills in 2020, and more recently against the Chiefs. For a franchise defined by toughness and titles, these missed opportunities have been painful. The Ravens' short history is already full of legends. Ray Lewis, one of the greatest linebackers in NFL history, defined the team's identity with his leadership and intensity. Ed Reed, the ball-hawking safety, was a game-changer who redefined the position. Jonathan Ogden, the franchise's first-ever draft pick, became a Hall of Fame protector. On offense, Joe Flacco is remembered for his legendary 2012 playoff run, while Jamal Lewis holds the franchise record for rushing yards in a season, including a single-game record of 295 yards. Modern icons include Terrell Suggs, the relentless pass rusher, and Justin Tucker, the most accurate kicker in NFL history, whose 66-yard game-winning field goal in 2021 set an NFL record. And today, the face of the franchise is Lamar Jackson, the former MVP, whose electric play has made him one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in NFL history. Fun fact number 4. Did you know that the Ravens have never lost a game when scoring at least 35 points? Since their founding in 1996, Baltimore has an unbeaten record when scoring 35 or more points in a game. That streak spans the regular season and playoffs, showing how dominant the Ravens are when their offense lights up the scoreboard. Because paired with their defense, it's nearly impossible to beat them. Unlike many franchises, the Ravens have enjoyed remarkable stability on the sidelines, a big reason for their early and sustained success. Their first head coach was Ted Marchibroda, a familiar face in Baltimore who had previously coached the old Colts. Marchibroda guided the team through its first three seasons, 1996 to 1998, helping establish a foundation but unable to produce a winning record. In 1999, the Ravens turned to Brian Billick, who had built his reputation as the offensive coordinator of the high-powered Minnesota Vikings. Ironically, it wasn't his offense, but his defense that carried the Ravens to glory. In just his second season, Billick led Baltimore to victory in Super Bowl 35, leaning on one of the greatest defenses in NFL history and a ground-and-pound offense. Billick coached until 2007, posting 4 playoff appearances, but inconsistency on offense eventually led to his dismissal. Then came the most important hire in Ravens history, John Harbaugh in 2008. A former special teams coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, Harbaugh wasn't the flashy hire some fans expected, but he quickly proved to be exactly what the franchise needed. In his very first season, Harbaugh led Baltimore to the AFC Championship game with rookie quarterback Joe Flacco, setting the tone for a culture of toughness and resilience. Under Harbaugh, the Ravens have become one of the NFL's most consistently competitive teams. He has guided the franchise to over 160 career wins, 11 playoff appearances, 4 AFC Championship games, and the Super Bowl 47 title in 2012. Harbaugh is known for his adaptability. He maximized Joe Flacco's pocket passing style during the first half of his tenure, then completely reshaped the offense around Lamar Jackson's MVP-level running and passing ability in the late 2000s. That kind of willingness to evolve has kept the Ravens relevant in multiple eras. Harbaugh's reputation extends beyond X's and O's. He is considered one of the league's best motivators and leaders, respected by both his players and his peers. His teams reflect his identity, disciplined, physical, and never out of a fight. Whether it's engineering playoff runs with Flacco, winning a Super Bowl against his brother Jim in the famous Harbaugh Bowl, or shepherding Lamar Jackson into superstardom, Harbaugh has cemented himself as one of the most respected and longest-tenured coaches in the NFL today. With nearly 2 decades at the helm, Harbaugh is more than just a coach. He's part of the Ravens' identity, standing alongside Ray Lewis and Ed Reed as one of the defining figures in franchise history. The Ravens entered the 2025 NFL Draft looking to reload key positions on both sides of the ball, and their class reflected the franchise's trademark balance of defense, trenches, and playmakers. In the first round, Baltimore selected Malachi Starks, a rangy safety from Georgia with the versatility to play deep coverage or roll into the box, a potential long-term star in a defense that prides itself on elite secondary play. In the second round, they grabbed Mike Green, an explosive outside linebacker from Marshall, adding youth and speed to their pass rush rotation. Their third-round choice, Emory Jones Jr. out of LSU, was all about protecting Lamar Jackson, as the big athletic tackle will be groomed to bolster the offensive line. On day 3, the Ravens continued to address depth and value. They selected Teddy Buchanan, a smart, instinctive linebacker from California, followed by Carson Vincent, an offensive tackle from Alabama A&M with developmental upside. The 6th round was busy for Baltimore. They added Bilhal Kone, a physical cornerback from Western Michigan, Tyler Loop, a steady kicker from Arizona to compete on special teams, LaJohntay Wester, a quick and elusive wide receiver from Colorado, and Aeneas Peebles, a tough interior defensive lineman from Virginia Tech. They also drafted Robert Longerbeam, a cornerback from Rutgers, adding even more competition to the secondary. In the 7th round, the Ravens closed their draft by selecting Garrett Dellinger, a versatile offensive guard from LSU, who brings size and toughness to the interior line. Analysts praised the Ravens for sticking to their identity, building from the inside out, fortifying their defense, and adding versatile athletes who can develop in the team system. With Starks headlining the class, Green injecting more speed into the front 7, and Jones and Dellinger strengthening the offensive line, Baltimore left the 2025 draft with a haul designed to keep them in the thick of AFC contention. Fun fact number 5. Did you know the Baltimore Ravens' first ever draft class produced 2 Hall of Famers? In the 1996 draft, the Ravens' very first as a franchise, they selected Jonathan Ogden with their first pick and Ray Lewis later in the first round. Both went on to become Hall of Famers, making it arguably the greatest inaugural draft class in NFL history. Heading into 2025, the Ravens remain one of the AFC's top contenders, with Lamar Jackson in his prime, Zay Flowers emerging as a dynamic receiver, and Justin Tucker automatic as ever. The offense has the pieces to compete with anyone. The defense, anchored by Roquan Smith and young talent on the line, still carries the trademark Baltimore toughness. The key question is whether this roster can finally get over the playoff hump. Vegas projects the Ravens for 11 to 12 wins, making them strong favorites in the AFC North. But for a fan base that has seen its team fall short too many times in January, regular season dominance won't be enough. Baltimore's season will be judged by what happens in the playoffs. From the ashes of Cleveland to the pride of Baltimore, the Ravens have built a legacy of toughness, dominance, and unforgettable legends in just a few short decades. 2 Super Bowls, some of the greatest defenders in NFL history, and an MVP quarterback have already cemented their place in NFL lore. But in recent years, one obstacle has stood in their way: the Kansas City Chiefs. Time and again, Baltimore has fallen short in January against Patrick Mahomes, leaving fans to wonder what it will take to finally break through. That's where this year's rookie class comes in. Malachi Starks brings range and playmaking to the secondary, exactly the kind of weapon needed to slow down Mahomes' deep passing attack. Mike Green injects fresh speed and aggression into the pass rush, giving Baltimore another piece to harass quarterbacks on big stages. And on the other side of the ball, Emory Jones Jr. and Garrett Dellinger strengthen the offensive line, giving Lamar Jackson more time to create and keeping the offense balanced against elite defenses. Even depth pieces like LeJohntay Wester and Aeneas Peebles could prove crucial in a playoff war of attrition. The Ravens' identity has always been about defense, toughness, and resilience. Now, with Jackson in his prime and a rookie class designed to address the very gaps that have held them back, the question becomes, can Baltimore finally take that last step and dethrone Kansas City? The pieces are in place, but the road to the Lombardi still runs through the Chiefs. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Spotlight Stories NFL, where every team has a story and we put them under the spotlight.